Enjoy this illustrated explainer video about guide dogs for the blind.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some are furry and walk on 4 legs.
A yellow lab guide dog in harness.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe everyone deserves to live the life they want to live and to move through the world safely and confidently. Which is why we match people who are blind or visually impaired living in the US or Canada with exceptional guide dogs at no cost to them.
A person with a guide dog.
We even help with veterinary bills and ongoing essential support. We create these life-changing partnerships entirely through private donations and with the help of thousands of volunteers. And of course, with our incredible dogs.
A group of people with dogs.
Our dogs are guide dogs at the DNA level. We breed them specifically to do this work.
2 dogs and a DNA helix.
At 3 days old, our dogs start spending time with volunteers called puppy socializers.
A person with a newborn puppy.
Being a puppy socializer isn't just a dream job. It's how we help our puppies get comfortable being around humans.
A volunteer interacts with puppies.
At 8 to 10 weeks, puppies go live with volunteer puppy raisers.
A puppy raiser receives a puppy.
These volunteers dedicate a year of their lives to get these dogs ready for more advanced training.
The dog matures.
When the dogs come back to the school, our world-class staff teach them the complex skills required to become successful guide dogs.
2 GDB instructors train dogs.
After about 12 weeks of training, a dog is matched with their person.
A person hugs a guide dog.
This matching process is part art and part science, and always quite remarkable. Our clients and dogs undergo 2 weeks of personalized training together and begin to form a magical and lasting bond.
A person and guide dog in caps and gowns.
After graduating, clients return home with their guide dogs, empowered to enjoy their lives with greater mobility, independence, and inclusion.
3 scenes of people with their guide dogs at home, work, and play.
None of this would be possible without the generosity of our extended community of volunteers and donors.
A group of people and dogs.
To learn more about supporting our life-changing mission, visit us online.
GDB logo and URLs. GuideDogs.com and GDBinternational.ca.
Enjoy a peek into Guide Dogs for the Blind's Puppy Center, where 2 yellow lab puppies romp in an indoor play area full of colorful structures and a variety of toys.
Meet Kylie. She happens to be blind. That may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how awkward people can be around her.
Kylie waits at a bus stop with her guide dog. A woman looks at her quizzically. Question marks appear over the woman's head.
So here are some tips to keep us all moving through the world safely and confidently. Always speak directly to a person with a visual impairment, not their guide dog. Remember, that dog has a job to do.
Good morning.
Hello.
Would you like directions to an open seat?
Sure.
There's 2 rows back on your left.
Thanks.
Kylie gets on the bus with her guide dog and sits across from a woman and child.
Oh, Mom, don't pet that dog. It's working.
Now at the office.
At our office, Kylie's colleagues make sure to introduce themselves when they enter the room and to let her know when they leave.
Sarah stands in the doorway of Kylie's office.
Hi, Kylie. It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Did you see the latest episode of Bachelorette on Mars?
I can't believe Abe got put in the spaceship. I thought for sure it would be Lenny.
Thought bubble with a bachelor on a spaceship.
Same.
Are we still on for a shopping trip over lunch?
Yep. I'll see you then. Bye.
Speak directly to people with visual impairments rather than speaking to their friend, their guide dog, or anyone else. And be specific when providing directions.
A boutique storefront. Sales associate with Sarah and Kylie.
Hello, how can I help you?
Actually, it's my friend Kylie who needs help.
And what is she looking for?
She is looking for jeans.
Oh, they're over there. I mean, just ahead of you a few steps. Boyfriend jeans are on the left, and mom jeans are on the right.
A restaurant.
Kylie's looking forward to a date with her boyfriend, James.
Kylie, James, and guide dog wait to be seated.
Sorry, no animals allowed in the restaurant.
Actually, guide dogs are allowed anywhere the general public is allowed.
Oh, right this way then.
Kylie and James sit at a table with the dog chilling on the floor like a good doggo.
Hey, Kylie, do you want me to read the menu to you?
Sure. Thank you.
James and Kylie with their food.
This smells amazing.
Should I describe where things are?
Yes, please.
There's spicy chicken curry and rice at the top of your plate, and braised greens at the bottom. Your wine is above the plate to the right.
So good.
Kylie gives a romantic smile to James. Spinach in her teeth.
Honey, you have spinach in your teeth.
Thanks so much for letting me know.
Let's let Kylie and James enjoy their dinner. For more information and helpful tips, visit guidedogs.com.
If you could go ahead and take a seat, and we will get started this afternoon. So welcome to the Oregon campus of Guide Dogs for the Blind and the graduation of the 541st Guide Dog class and the 27th Orientation and Mobility Immersion class to graduate from this campus. My name is Caroline Wilkins, and I have been the supervisor of the Guide Dog class for these last 2 weeks. So welcome. Whether you are joining us here in person or joining us virtually via our live stream, we're so happy to be with you today. And I'd also like to give a warm welcome to our board of directors who have been here on campus for the last 2 days. If you all could please stand up so you can be honored, we would love that. Thank you for being here for the culmination of these classes. We really appreciate it and all the work you do for our organization. So we are here today to celebrate 6 new guide dog teams, 1 new canine buddy team, and 3 orientation and mobility immersion clients. We are also here to applaud the generosity of all of those who have come together to help make today happen. First, I'd like to thank our puppy raisers. Thank you for helping us to prepare these special dogs for their roles. We literally could not fulfill this mission without you. You put your heart and soul into each dog, and it really shows. For those of you who don't know, our raisers get these dogs when they're between 8 and 12 weeks old, cute little fluff balls, bring them into their homes, and they really do the heavy lifting of getting these dogs to be nice canine citizens. So when they come into training, they are so well prepared to live their life as a guide dog or a canine buddy for our clients. And it's a difficult job, but it's so heartwarming, and we super appreciate all the work that you do. And I really look forward to hearing from some of them later. Next, I'd like to thank our donors. Thank you for helping us to provide a lifetime of support for our alums at no cost to them. We don't receive any government funding, so we're very thankful for your continued support. I'd like to especially thank the Fred B. Snite Foundation for their lifetime team sponsorship of Jordan Smith and guide dog Nemo. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I'd also like to thank Lillian Tremoroli for her continued sponsorship of a harness for each graduating class of 2026. All right, next I'd also like to thank our volunteers and our employees. Thank you for all you do to support our mission. Whether you help by working with our dogs, in the office, in our gift shop, or directly with our clients, we're so grateful for all that you do. I'd like to send a special thank you to our wonderful canine welfare training technicians. Some of them have joined us today, who work with our dogs in the kennels and do a wonderful job keeping them calm, happy, and healthy. Thank you, guys. And now I'd like to share a short video about our mission. This video is audio described, so in addition to the narrator, you will hear a second voice describing scenes in the video. Captions are also included. These inclusive features ensure that everyone can access and enjoy the video. So please enjoy.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically. because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
The struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
All right. Next, I would like to introduce our instructors that were part of the guide dog class. So first, I would like to introduce Jenna Reimer, followed by Jack Kuklinski, Jamin Noland, and April Macy. Let's please give them all a round of applause. Thank you all for your hard work these last 2 weeks. It's been a pleasure. And I'm going to pass it on to Jenna now, who will be introducing our Canine Buddy recipient along with our orientation and mobility immersion clients.
Thank you, Caroline. Alrighty, I have the privilege of introducing our Canine Buddy partnership. So our Canine Buddy program matches specially selected dogs to become buddies to people who are blind or visually impaired, including children ages 5 and above, but also adults of all ages. Canine Buddy dogs are not service dogs, but they're wonderful companions that bring joy and connection to the GDB community. The Canine Buddy program is one of our core client programs, and teams have access to the same level of service as our guide dog teams. Without further ado, our first Canine Buddy recipient is Yasmin of Chandler, Arizona, and she received Sunshine, a female golden retriever raised by Anne and Mike Naughton of Portland, Oregon. On the screen, we have a lovely photo of Yasmin and Sunshine. The description is Yasmin is sitting and smiling broadly, sitting cross-legged on a sofa. On the floor in front of her, sitting is a beige-colored dog bed is Sunshine, who is also smiling. Yasmin is wearing an orange shirt, and Sunshine is wearing her light blue Canine Buddy scarf. I have a letter from Yasmin's mother, Parisa. It says, "It is such a joy to see Yazzie and Sunshine together. I want to tell you what makes Sunshine so special to us. It's her gentle soul, genuine kindness that truly stand out. She has such a warm way of greeting everyone, especially with her excitement as soon as you walk in the room. Sunshine's soft fur and cuddly nature are just a joy, and every moment with her feels like a gift. She's absolutely perfect in every way. We are also deeply grateful for the incredible dedication your team and the Raisers have poured into creating such a wonderful companion for my visually impaired daughter. The love and support this program provides has made a lasting difference for us, and we feel so fortunate to be part of it. Thank you again for everything you do. Sunshine is a true testament to your efforts, and we appreciate it more than words can express. Warm regards, Parisa." I also have a note from Sunshine's Raiser, Anne and Mike Naughton. Says, "We would like to share how much we feel for Sunshine, how much love we feel for Sunshine, and what an amazing, sweet dog she has been. We are so excited for Yasmin." Alrighty, if we want to give a round of applause for Yasmin and Sunshine. Next up, I want to talk about Guide Dogs for the Blind Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program. It is a 1 to 2 week program designed to provide O&M training to people who want to improve their independent travel skills or need O&M training to qualify for a guide dog. The O&M Immersion Program provides a bridge for those who would like to partner with a guide dog but have limited access to O&M services. The first recipient received in-home training. His name is Shane Baker of Victoria, British Columbia. We have a photo behind us of Shane Baker. Shane stands on the grass with trees and shrubs in the background. He is wearing a brown jacket and gray pants, holding a long white cane. I have a brief letter from Shane. Shane is a member of House Gwenanit, part of the Lukjibu, or Wolf Clan, of the Getshan, which is the First Nation located in the Pacific Northwest of British Columbia. Shane has called Victoria his home for most of his life. He is an accessibility and disability rights advocate and consultant and is a blind skills instructor for the Pacific Training Center for the Blind. Congratulations, Shane. Next up, I would like to introduce Doug, who is here with us today. Doug is from Red Bluff, California, where he lives with his wife, Laura. He enjoys spending time with his daughters, sons-in-law, and especially being pawpaw to his 6 grandchildren. When he's not traveling, fishing, or working out at the gym, Doug can often be found entertaining family and friends of all Southern friends and a Southern teller of tall tales. All right, Doug.
Hi, I'm Douglas Booth. I'm obviously from the South, not Northern California, but my wife and I moved there a couple of years ago. I know Carolyn has said many of the things that I was thinking about saying about gratitude to the people who breed the dogs and the people who raise the dogs and the people who train the dogs. God, this is an organization that I'm so impressed with that I want to say thanks to. But I do want to mention some people who she couldn't get to, and that's the lady who worked with me individually. I should point out that I was the only one in the OMI program that came as a resident, and so I was the newbie. Hey, I didn't come till the first of this week, and all the guide dog folks were already here, and they've been here for 2 weeks. So I want to thank Kai for her tremendous work with me. She was very compassionate, very hard. As an old guy, I put a lot of miles on me this week, you know. I remember my grandmother, Mama, who was 104 years old, and she always said, whenever we go visit her, she'd always had the same joke. Get this now, Frank. We'd say, oh, how are you doing, Mama? And she'd always say, I'm just like a window. I'm all pains. So, anyway, I won't take up much more of your time except to say thanks. And thank you, it's 451, all of the class of 451. Well, what? 541, okay. Well, thank you. I was the newbie, but you made me feel like I just belonged with the whole class. And I guess what I would say is I will be back to get my own dog.
Congratulations, Doug. We have one more OMI recipient to just talk about today. Our last OMI graduate is Christine Smith. Christine Smith is from Redlands, California. She is retired from her career in social work and is looking forward to training with a new guide dog in the future. She loves cross-country skiing and traveling. And the photo description behind me is Christine stands in front of a bush with red and yellow flowers. She is wearing a teal jacket and is holding her white cane, smiling at the camera. Congratulations, Christine. I'd like to now welcome up Jack to introduce our guide dog graduates.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for making it out to join our celebration today, whether here in person or joining us virtually. Our guide dog program is a 2-week program during which we match a dog to each of our clients based on their lifestyle to better assist with their mobility in their home. We offer a variety of programs, including both an in-residence and in-home program. Before we start introducing our guide dog teams, I want to extend a big thank you to all of our other various departments of our staff here, our RAs, our nurses, our housekeeping, and our kennel technicians, and any and everyone else who I did not mention there. It takes a lot of work from all of us and from all of you to make our guide dog team successful, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been involved along the way. I also want to take a minute to personally thank each and every one of our members of our class for all the hard work they put in over the last couple of weeks. It has been a busy couple weeks, as I'm sure any of them would be happy to tell you, and everyone has been an absolute trooper, getting up early, staying out late, and working with all of us each and every day. So thank you to all of our class members. All right, I'm pleased to introduce our members of Class 541. Up first is Ms. Kathy Canvin, who lives in Hillsboro, Oregon, with her niece Rose and their dog Tinkerbell. She enjoys an active social life with her local church and avidly bakes. She is known for her breads, her cinnamon rolls, and her delectable jalapeno cheddar rolls, which she has generously offered to share with the GDB staff at a future time. She is receiving her second guide, Razzle, a female yellow Labrador Retriever raised by Kimberly Gagnon of Yelm, Washington, Elaine Kwame of Sponaway, Washington, Joe and Charlene Witzak of Olympia, Washington. And Kathy, I'm going to pass this microphone to you.
I gotta shake it off. I'm very shaky. Hopefully my grandson Grayson hears me as a normal voice this time. He said I had a bad voice the last time. So Grayson, Mila in Georgia, and my daughter and her husband, hello. In California, my oldest daughter with Hazel and Kirk, Katie, hello. And to all my church family that evidently has shown up, hello. And I just want to thank these lovely puppy raisers for what they did to this dog. I prayed for this dog. I know people in my church prayed for this dog. And I got what God wanted me to have, this dog. And it may have taken 7 months to get her, but I'm happy to have her. And I can't thank these people beside me enough for what they did to give me this dog. And Guide Dogs for the Blind is a great school, and the people here treat you like you're queens. And they wait on you, they do everything for you, they trim toenails if you need it, they put Band-Aids on you if you need it. The nurses are awesome. And I can't thank my trainer, Jamin, enough for teaching me new things this time around. And I don't know what else to say. This is just an awesome school, and the staff is lovely. And so I'm going to pass the mic on. Kit Kat cannot think of anything else.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Joe. I'm one of the co-raisers, and I want to thank GDB for giving us the opportunity to have Razzle in our life for her first year. It was a great time. I was a little worried about Razzle when we got her, because they gave her to us, and she just had all this extra skin on her forehead hanging down. And it didn't get better when I got home, and she'd come down the stairs, and that skin would hang over her face, and I was worried she was going to need cosmetic surgery or something. But I'm happy to say, by graduation, she is completely grown into all that puppy skin, and she is a very beautiful dog that you have. And I just wish her and you, Kathy, a great rest of your life going forward, and with Rose and Tinkerbell. Keep in touch and let us know how it's going.
I will. Yeah. You're not too far away.
Hi, I'm Elaine and my husband Dale. Razzle is our 14th dog we've raised, and we co-raised Razzle and are currently co-raising another dog with Joe and Charlene, and we're in the Tacoma Puppy Guide Dog Club, and great nod of thanks to our leaders, the two Kimberlys, and Razzle, she's just a dog that wants to do right and loves her people, and she's like, what's the rules? What are we doing? Okay, I'm on it. And our grandkids, she's so gentle with them and so loving, and they know they're not going to get knocked over by her. And we would, quick little story to practice recall. They would be the grandkids would be at one end of the house, and they would type up a note to me with a question, and they would fold it up and put it under Razzle's collar, and they'd say, okay, Grandma, and I would do a recall, and Razzle would run through the house to me, deliver the note, and I would write my answers, fold it up, put it under the collar. I'd say, okay, and they would call her, and we would go back and forth doing that. And she just loves kids. She loves people. So this is just a great organization to be a part of.
Thank you. Up next, we have Ms. Lynette Friesen, who comes to us from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. She lives there with her 17-year-old son and 12-and-a-half-year-old retired guide Kit. She works for ARA as a community manager. In her free time, she enjoys reading, writing, web design, coding, and crocheting. She is receiving her 5th guide, Anderson, a male black lab raised by Debbie and Michael Scott of Littleton, Colorado.
Thank you. Well, here I am. I'm back again. I've had guide dogs ever since I was 17, and throughout your life, your needs change and your dog changes, and you're not going to have the same dog that you were when you were in your 20s. I've had guide dogs see me through college, through the birth of my son, changing careers, raising my son. And it's just incredible the amount of work that they do and the amount of work that goes into raising them and training them. So I, first and foremost, want to extend my thanks to the staff at GDB. You guys do an amazing job. You're very meticulous and patient with me because I had a lot of bad habits after 11 years, so thank you. And secondly, to the puppy raisers, you guys do really selfless work. I know what it's like to have a dog and to have to retire it. It's really hard. It's got to be really hard to raise it and love it and teach it and then to have to give it away. But please know that he will be well loved where he is going, and he will get lots of work, and we will do lots of traveling and have a really, really great time. I would also like to thank the dormitory staff. Life at GDB is a lot different than it was 24 years ago when I got my first guide, where you had to like make your own bed and clean your own room, and I mean, they still fed you really well, but now they really take care of you in a whole other way and just let you focus on the main things that you need to focus on, which is training with your dog. And last, but certainly not least, thank you so much to the kitchen staff. I'm going to appreciate you so much more on Monday when I have to start eating my own cooking again. Thank you.
All right, hi everybody. I'm Michael Scott. This is my wife, Debbie. We raised Anderson. He's our 5th puppy that we raised. We're currently working on number 6, Olaf. He's back in Colorado with a puppy sitter. But yeah, he's a special boy. I'd like to obviously thank kind of all of our folks that help us through the guide dog puppy raising experience. For those of you guys that aren't familiar, we're part of a puppy club. So there's a group of people that meet on a regular basis that kind of help with the training. So Barb Wells and Bill and Carolyn Riston, they were our leaders for our club, or our leaders in the club, and they certainly were a key part in getting Mr. Anderson here through the program. And then to Lauren Grimditch, who is our puppy field manager. She does a great job of kind of helping us with, just kind of navigating the, puppy guide dog raising experience. So anyways, thanks to those folks. And then this is my wife, Debbie. She's not going to do any of the talking. She puts that on me. But having said that, the Denver East Puppy Club would like to sponsor and pay for Mr. Anderson's harness here. And we'll kind of talk a little bit about our life together with Anderson. So we had been picking up puppies at on the puppy truck, but that stopped for a while. And so Anderson, we got to pick up at the airport. And one of the things that we like to do as a puppy club is we guess the name of the puppy. We just know the letter that's coming to us. So they tell you, you're going to get an A puppy. So one of the clues that we got that for our A puppy was that he was a character in The Matrix, and his nickname was Neo. And we're like, well, there you go. It's Mr. Anderson. So for us, me in particular, he's always been Mr. Anderson. He's a pretty cool dude. He's pretty relaxed. He's always really chill, kind of like Keanu Reeves. He's always kind of like, oh, hey, let's go. We're going to go bowling. And so we'd take him bowling on our adventure. And he'd be like, hey, now I know bowling. And he was always really easy to take wherever it was that we went. We took him to plays at the Performing Arts Center. We'd take him on any of our appointments that we'd have. And he was always really relaxed and really calm. Took him to the airport on a train ride and did a great job with that. And anytime we like switch him, that's one of the things we do as puppy club is just switch off the dogs and have them work with other people. And he was always just like, okay, now I'm gonna go work with this person and I'm gonna do this. So he's always been really easygoing. So then we got the chance to bring him back here when we did the puppy recall. We flew back with him on the plane. So if you guys aren't regular flyers in and out of Denver, Denver's pretty notorious for having some bumpy weather. His flight was pretty bumpy, to say the least. My wife was not a huge fan of that flight for many reasons, but the bumpy weather was definitely a big factor. I mean, it's one of those flights where the plane goes like sideways and it's like going like this. So he was really calm. He's laying on the floor. My wife's killing him, and he's just like, oh, this is fun. Can you tell the pilot to miss the potholes, please? But he did really great on the trip, and so as part of our trip out here this time, we were like, hey, we're gonna go see the Oregon coast. Not being from Oregon, we didn't realize the weather that we were coming into. It was an atmospheric river, which meant that it just rained the whole time we were out here. And this guy was a trooper. He got wet. The wind's blowing, ears are flopping. We have videos of him in front of the lightship at Columbia, and he's just like, what's going on around here? But he did a great job. We went to the Haystack Rock. We took him down to Tillamook. We saw the octopus tree, all kinds of stuff. And he really impressed us on that trip because, bad weather, inclement weather, all kinds of adventures. And he was just always like, okay, what's next? What's next? We're going to do this now. Okay, let's go. And he was a great dog to have on our trip with us. So anyways, I'll wrap it up. And just say that we're looking forward to seeing and hearing about Lynette and Mr. Anderson's adventures, and look forward to many years of stories and lots of great photos. So congratulations, Lynette and Anderson.
Next, Mr. Kalen Lloyd is joining us from Halifax, Nova Scotia. He just finished his third year of a public relations bachelor's program at Mount St. Vincent University and also works for the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. Kalen is an avid traveler. He is an advocate for opportunities for blind and visually impaired youth and for accessibility in post-secondary education. In his free time, he leads a very active social life. He is receiving his first guide, Nutmeg, a female black Labrador Retriever raised by Mary Ann and David Rohrer of Shoreline, Washington.
Well, for being my first dog, I have to say the bar is already set pretty high. Jenna, I think it's fair to say that we've had an eventful couple weeks. But throughout it all, everyone here has been, throughout it all, everyone has been nothing but supportive. And I'll tell you a little story. About a week before class, I get a phone call from Tony, the nurse. And she was really kind. There are 3 things that I remember about that call. The first is the list of all the ways that they were planning to spoil us while we were here so that we can focus on why we're here, which is to train with these amazing dogs. The second, Tony says, you Canadians are all so nice. You don't need to bring your own towels. We'll give you fresh ones every day. And the third thing Tony said was to leave extra space in your luggage because you'll be coming home with a half a suitcase of stuff. And I thought, okay. And then I got here and realized just how true that was. A little fleece thing, some dog food for when we go home, this light. Did I mention I get to fly home with her tomorrow? And I bring this up because it's a very tangible representation of everyone here, from the leadership to the staff in the dorms and the kitchen to our trainers, their relentless pursuit of our success. And I'm beyond grateful. Nutmeg has no idea what she has signed up for coming home with me to live the university life. It's going to be an eventful couple months after we get home, but she gets a few weeks of rest at least. I'm just so excited to start this journey with her, and I really want to thank my trainer, Jenna, and Caroline, who was with us much of the training, for your constant reminders to get my left foot forward and the little dance we have to do when you turn left and right. And a huge thank you to Marianne and Dave for raising this amazing girl.
Thank you. So we are so delighted that she's going to be with you. I mean, just can tell her life is going to be fantastic. And that, for me, just says release her to you, and she'll do well, and you will do well. Nutmeg is our 9th puppy, and we did that in 2 different stints. 5 years when our children were younger, and then in 2000 we decided we wanted to do it again, and so we've had 4 dogs since then, 3 who have gone forward, so we're really delighted with that. The 4th one got to come home to us, so what could be better? I'm gonna let Dave.
So, like Marianne said, this Nutmeg's our 9th dog, and we've learned with all of them that raising a guide dog puppy is like child rearing, but on fast forward or on steroids. They come to you in diapers, and you say goodbye to them at college graduation. Caitlin, I will just say she's always hated the head collar, first of all. I told you that, and so, you know, just take note of that. Yeah, she tolerates it. She'll just go to sleep here and deal with it. But she is a dog who is ready for everything. She works hard and she sleeps hard, and those are both really great traits to have in a dog. I do that too. Yeah. And I will say this, that the process of raising a puppy is bittersweet. It is ever so wonderful and also ever so painful. And we all know that, who have raised puppies. But the thing I will say to reassure the board from Guide Dogs is that these puppies raise us. And that's part of what we get, what we receive, is that we are given opportunities to grow every time we raise a puppy.
I just wanted to say one more thing about Guide Dogs for the Blind. I think the thing I appreciate about you most is that you are constantly changing. You're constantly getting better. And we experienced that even in this graduation, as we learned about how you changed a little bit, tweaked it a little bit, and we learned exactly how the match is so good. And boy, we can tell that. So thank you for all of your hard work and for everything you do. I can't tell you how much our family has appreciated and benefited from raising these pups. So our Seattle Guide Dog group is amazing also. And so I just wanted to shout out to them and say thank you to our leaders.
Up next is Mr. Frank Lopez, who joins us from Janesville, Wisconsin. He lives there with his wife, Judy, and retired guide, Raven. He is a retired automotive technology teacher with an ASE Master Technician certification since 2012. And Frank currently works as a substitute teacher for the Wisconsin School for the Blind in his hometown. He has volunteered at several hospitals over the years as an ambassador, helping patients and family members by giving directions when they enter and comforting them during medical procedures or follow-up care. He is receiving his 3rd guide, Jedi, a male yellow Labrador retriever, who was raised by Cece and Tom Bloomfield of Boulder, Colorado.
They say the third time is a charm. I'm very fortunate to be here. I don't have to tell you how great an organization this is. Just by your very presence, you realize that. I don't always understand how people who don't get dogs, why they don't, okay? And it took me a long time. I got my first guide dog because of my hearing. I was told I lost a certain amount of hearing and I shouldn't be out there with a cane. So ever since then, I've been getting guide dogs. I don't particularly understand the way people perceive guide dogs for the blind, because it's not an organization for dogs, it's an organization for people who happen to be blind. And that organization serves people who happen to be blind with the tools they need to function, and one of those is a guide dog. My guide dogs have been amazing, very helpful to me, my wife, my family, and those around me. And they've enriched my life immensely. I do feel, though, the people here have done a great service to the old adage, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, okay? Because they've definitely done that to me. I've learned so much more. They've had, of course, taken a little bit more patience with me and more time, and I'm sure my instructor's got a few more gray hairs. But I've been able to, enjoy life, get a lot out of this, and I hope that I'd like to make sure I thank everybody involved because, come on, lay down, come on. He's anxious. He's stage fright. I would like to make sure everybody, it's impossible to thank everybody who participates in this process, but the puppy raisers and my wife in particular, who is such a support, and for all those who are instrumental in this. I think it's really important to acknowledge them. I'd like to acknowledge Jedi. He's a willing part of this, but I don't want to give him a big head. I got to ride home with him. And he's a very good dog, and I couldn't ask for a better dog.
Thank you, Frank. It's a joy getting to meet you, and you've all just experienced his sense of humor. I don't think 2 minutes go by without a great joke coming out of his mouth. It's just really a joy, and we've been raising seeing eye dogs since 2012. This is actually my first time at graduation, so thrilled to be here. This is my daughter, Abby, who is also a key part in many of the dogs that we've raised. Also want to mention just being part of the club. Danny, who's here, he flew Jedi out not for graduation, but for his recall. It was also a sitter. Bevan, and that family also was a key part. And Ann Wright, who has also been with the club for a long time, also helped us frequently when we're traveling. So it does take a village. Jedi's been an amazing dog. We didn't get credit for naming him, but when we introduce him to people, they're like, oh, we love that name. It's like, sorry, I can't take credit for that. But he's been really great. And as the prior speaker was mentioning, they start out in diapers, right? You get these dogs, they're little babies. They're kind of sad, right? They don't have their mom, their siblings with them. And so those first few days are often a challenge. And my wife, who couldn't be here today, but she would often sleep on the sofa when we first get Jedi, and we'd put a towel over the crate, and she'd put her hand inside and hold his paw and get him calmed down until he'd fall asleep, and then try and quietly sneak away to let him sleep through the night. But as he got older, we didn't need to do those special tricks anymore. He's really a very enthusiastic dog. I took him to work. We live in Boulder, but I work in Denver. And so he got a lot of time downtown, walking on busy streets, at elevators, parking lots, going to sporting events and cultural events. And I think, he was a little quiet at first, but really got to enjoy being down there, and people at my office love seeing him, and they're often asking about how he's doing, and we have weekly reports, and I'd send that out to everyone now that he's here on campus and for graduation. I would take him to hearings, and I was at a hearing just a few weeks ago, and everyone's asking me, where's Jedi? I mean, they feel part of it. It's really wonderful. One of the other special commands that we like to teach our dogs is to cuddle. My wife's big into cuddling, sit on the floor, so we teach them a command, not just to sit, but how to cuddle. So he's very skilled at cuddling. I hope you enjoy that. I know.
I got to try that on my wife.
Yeah. And I know you also have a retired service animal at home, and he's used to having another retired service animal. We have one at our house as well, and he'll just lie on top of him all day long. So I think just excited to follow him along with you as you grow in your family. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Joining us next, we have Miss Jordan Smith. She's from University Place, Washington. Jordan attended Northern Arizona University and will be headed back to the state of Arizona after graduation. She studied fitness wellness with a minor in disability studies and plans to pursue graduate school for occupational therapy. Jordan loves to be active in her downtime, including hiking and going to the gym. She also loves to watch football. Go Seahawks. Jordan is super excited to start her journey with Mr. Nemo Man. She is receiving her first guide, Nemo, a male Yola Labrador Retriever. He is unfortunately feeling a little under the weather this afternoon, and so he won't be joining us on stage, but you'll still get to hear from Jordan and her puppy raisers. Nemo was raised by Karen Caribbean of Paulsbo, Washington.
Okay, really quick, I just wanted to say, for those of you who don't know, I got Nemo pretty late in the game, and I was really nervous that I wouldn't bond with Nemo, and he completely changed that for me. He was like, nope, we're going to bond anyways, and he was just so sweet and so loving and very empathetic. He loves to put his paw on my thigh all the time, and he's just like so sweet, and you can just tell, like, even looking into his eyes, he's such a sweet dog. So I'm very excited to start that journey with him, and please keep him in your prayers. But yeah, so I also wanted to thank the puppy raisers. Truly, like, it's such a testament to how he is, the way you guys raised him, and I'm just so grateful for that as well. And then I also wanted to thank the Robert B. Knight Foundation for sponsoring me and Nemo, as well as Jenna and Caroline, my instructors. I definitely would not have been able to do this without you guys, so I really appreciate all your help getting me through these 2 weeks. And Jenna, I promise I will try and remember my lefts and my rights, because it's difficult for me sometimes. But yeah, I think that's it. But thank you all for being here, and I will pass it on to the puppy raisers.
Do you want to hold the book? So we did bring Nemo with us. It's a picture of him as a young puppy. I'm Deb Cox, and I was the second raiser along with Donna. Karen started Nemo and then passes on to us. Nemo's like the 5th Disney character puppy that I've had. It must be, I don't know. Anyway. Nemo is puppy number 18, and getting number 19 in a couple months. But Nemo was a sweet dog. She was very sweet and fun to raise, always willing to work. But the thing that I remember most about Nemo is how he was a contortionist. When he was laying on his bed, he would find every single possible way to lay there. I mean, twisted and toys in his mouth. And it was just, it was humorous. It kind of keep a smile on her face. But It does take a village to raise these dogs, so shout out to the Sequim Washington Club for everything they've done. Sorry, I always get checked up. And to the donors that have supported us locally, the Sequim Valley Lions has supported us for 19 years, and that's been great. And individual friends and family that have donated to our club, so we don't pay for anything, which is great. I'm going to hand it off to Donna.
Well, thank you for letting us be here to celebrate Jordan and Nemo's graduation. It's truly an honor, and I'm so happy for you. I joined the Sequim Puppy Raisers a couple years ago, strictly as a sitter, and with no intention of raising a guide dog at all. And then my wonderful leader here, Deb, said, "Would you like to raise a puppy with me?" And I said, "Well, I'm not so sure." But she said, "Why don't you come meet this little guy, Nemo?" And once you meet Nemo, I mean, how do you say no, right? He was so adorable. He's a great combination of sweet and snuggly, but he's so smart and always ready for an adventure. So co-raising him has just been a wonderful experience, and I'm so glad I did it. And I'm very thankful to just be a tiny part of Nemo's story and you going forward. So one thing I did with Nemo is every time I put that little green puppy jacket on him, you have to kind of go around their belly, so I'd give him a hug and a kiss on the head, and I would tell him, "You're going to be a great guide dog, and you're going to change somebody's life." And now he's on his way, so I'm very happy for you, and I wish you a lifetime of happiness with him.
Fortunately, we were able to visit with Nemo, and he's all over our pants. So he's here with us. He's just not physically here with us.
All right, our sixth, let's get a round of applause. Our sixth guide dog client, Mr. Alex Woods, is from Ellensburg, Washington. He has had 3 prior guides and enjoys an active life in his hometown. Besides getting outdoors for activity, Alex also likes to play the drums and watch baseball. He received Moose, a male yellow Labrador raised by Danny Moritz of Boulder, Colorado, and Jenny Truax of Golden, Colorado.
Thank you for everybody coming today. This is a great dog. Moose is the best. He's also the largest, which has happened before here. And I just want to thank the puppy raisers for doing such a good job with Moose.
Thank you. Well, there's no question that Moose is going to be a great guide with Alex. In fact, Alex mentioned pretty quickly how almost immediately he knew they were the right match. So, but I actually want to talk about how serious Moose takes play. And actually, already hearing from his trainer Jack today that this is a consistent theme, so I'm glad to see that it continues. When Moose first came to my house, he was very serious also, not just about play, but where he plays. And so he chose pretty quickly his preferred spot as lying horizontally across the stairs to play with his toys. And at first it wasn't a problem, but as you can see, as he grew, he didn't fit anymore. You gotta love it when somebody lives up to their name, right? But that didn't stop Moose. He was determined to keep the steps as his preferred play spot. So sometimes that meant that his head was cocked up in the air with the bone in his mouth up against the wall by the stairs, or a leg or two was dangling off the stairs. And yeah, he's just a character, and I've heard that already today from Jack and Alex. And then actually when I first spoke with Alex on the phone a few days ago, the first thing that he also shared was how serious Moose takes his play. So when we wrapped up that phone conversation, I hung up, and then I realized that it actually happened to be Moose's birthday. So I called Alex back, and I asked him if he knew that it was Moose's birthday, and I wanted to wish Moose a happy birthday. So fast forward just a couple days later, and here we are. And I just have to think that it's the greatest birthday gift that Moose could have, to go home with you, Alex. And I just hope he's a wonderful gift for you, too.
I'm Monroe. Moose is, when we first found out that we're going to be a starter home for Moose, I was scared, and I thought that he'd be just too much of a handful because he's a puppy. But when we first picked him up, all the other puppies were jumping on the cage, and he just sat there, and he was kind of calm. And I really wanted him. It turned out we got Moose, and he was just the calmest puppy. He was a lot calmer than most of the other dogs we've ever dog sat. And I'm just so happy he gets to go home with Alex, and it's really cool to see.
Hi. Hi, I'm Danny Moritz, and we started Moose for about 3 or 4 months, and I just want to extend my gratitude to this organization, to Lauren and Heidi Grimditch in Boulder, what's up, to Lindsay that also helped us raise this guide dog. And I would take Moose around to campus, and I just realized that, or recognized how all these dogs are born to serve, and in particular Moose. He was, to echo the sentiments of Nutmeg's Razor, that these dogs are really guide us through raising them. And all the students that that were in contact with Moose, they were really blessed with how much he served them, to spread love all day. And I'll leave it to a dog to orient us to faith and humanity. Thank you.
All right, can we get a big round of applause for our full class? Thank you all. I'm going to pass the microphone off to Caroline here, who's going to walk us through our dog demo.
Thank you, Jack. All right, before we get started with our demo, I just wanted to also echo another thank you and congratulations to all of our graduates that we have honored here today. You've put in a lot of hard work, and it shows, and we're so excited to hear about your adventures with your new dogs and your training. Okay, so now we are going to do a guide work demonstration, a quick back chaining demonstration. So during training, our dogs learn most of the skills involved with guide work through the use of a clicker that Jamin is going to let you all hear now. So the clicker marks a behavior we want the dog to repeat. The clicker makes communication consistent and timely and is better than praise or food alone. We start by pairing food with the sound of the click, and most of these dogs are Labradors, so you might imagine that does not take long for them to learn that they hear that sound and food is coming. So it's a wonderful tool for these dogs. So Jamin is now demonstrating a little bit of what we do. She's clicked and fed. She showed, I should introduce, this is Jamin, I apologize, and female guide dog in training, Sydney. And so Jamin is demonstrating a little bit of how this process works. She showed Sydney that it was a good idea to target her hand. Then she put the hand on the bench. And now Sydney is demonstrating that she has a strong desire to get back to that bench because that bench seems to deliver kibble. So why wouldn't she want to get back to the bench? And After a little confusion, I think she likes you all too. She showed some great desire by putting her paws all the way up on the bench. But now she's showing a little more calmness and showing appropriate targeting to that bench. So last, we're going to have Sydney go all the way from the end of the stage to try to find the bench. You can see that she very enthusiastically and happily is guiding Jamin with that harness and pulling her where she needs to go, and where Jamin very effectively taught her where she would like Sydney to take her. She's going to do one more repetition here. Look at that. She was very nice and calm, targeted the bench perfectly, and now Jamin can have a seat and actually use the bench. So this simple targeting technique can be used widely in our clients' home areas. They can apply this training principle to teach their dogs how to locate all kinds of target spots in the environment. You think about things they may need on a daily basis, maybe an ATM machine, a bus stop, an empty seat at a doctor's office. Pedestrian walk signals are very important ones. And so all of our clients here learned how to do this technique so they can incorporate it into their home environments once they return home. Thank you so much, Jamin and Sydney. Jamin will be available for a few minutes after graduation if anybody would like to ask her additional questions. So that does conclude our program this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a lovely afternoon. If you are interested in volunteering, joining our staff, maybe becoming a puppy raiser, or if you know anyone who may benefit from our services, please visit guidedogs.com. If you would like to make a donation to support our mission, you can simply text the word partnerships to 50155. For viewers at home, we hope to see you soon. And for those of you that are here with us in person, we do have light refreshments and drinks out in our lobby, so please join us there. The gift shop will also remain open for a time period, and we have tours available as well. If you are interested in a tour, please meet at the back of the room. There's a table with a blue tablecloth and one of our lovely volunteers holding up a sign for the tours. Again, congratulations to all of our graduates today, and thank you so much for joining us.